Hey everybody out there in YouTube and Facebook, this is Kris Nicholson. Just wanted to show you all my modules. Yeah, there are a lot of them. I've been collecting over the years, and I just wanted your opinion on what shall I keep or what shall I sell, and what's worth keeping basically. Okay, so let's start from the very bottom. This is a Korg M1REX. This is basically the same thing as the M1 keyboard, but in the rack mount version. The EX gives me more of like the T-series sounds on here. So it's basically upgraded. This over here, this is the Korg 03RW, which is the slimmed down mini version of the 01W. And pretty good, gives me all my 01W sounds on there. This is my Korg Wave Station. I absolutely love it. The Korg Wave Station SR. Same thing as the keyboard version, as I said, but, rack. And also it has the expansion voices inside of it because it's an SR, so it has more banks on it. The Korg SG rack, which is the same thing as the SG Pro X keyboard. And this is just a regular piano module. The Korg TR rack. This over here is a Trinity on steroids, because Trinity came with only 2 banks of sounds on the programs on the combination. This comes with 4 banks, and there's some sounds on here that are not on the Triton or any of the newer series. So yeah, this is probably definitely a keeper. Everybody loves this module. Every time they come into my my studio, they look at this module and they give me offers on it. This is the Roland, the JV1080, 4 expansions, and yes, it has 4 different expansions in it. I cannot tell you exactly which ones. I'm sorry that the modules are not on because my room is going underneath a renovation right now. Okay, the Yamaha Motif ES rack. I say, yeah, the Yamaha Motif rack ES, that's what they call it, but it's the same, the ES rack, whatever, which is the same thing as the Yamaha Motif ES series, and I think that might be a keeper. I don't have any expansions in it yet, but one thing about it is that I'm definitely going to get some. Okay, now, a lot of people, I made a video about this before, but this over here, this is my Emu Proteus. And some people say, oh, you should sell it. Some people say you should keep it. Now, just to tell you that it's fully loaded with expansions inside of it. It has the Extreme Leans expansion. It has the MoFat. It has the Planet Earth expansion. And of course the regular Proteus, because you can only fit 4 slots inside of it. And the knobs and the buttons, I changed them to black. So, to tell you that it's fully expanded. So this is a Proteus on turbo. So I don't know, might keep it or whatever. Okay, these are Roland expansion cards, but they're in a module. So there's 2 of them. There is the Roland. This is the MBD1, and that's the bass and drums module. The best bass sounds I've ever got. Drum sounds are a little bit kind of lacking, but the bass sounds are phenomenal that I've ever gotten out of here. And over here, this is a very rare expansion board, which is also into a module, which is called the MDC1, which is the dance expansion rack from Roland. And what happened is that I found out that Roland was actually sued for this kind of module and the expansion board, because rumors had it that they took sounds out of other, keyboards or whatever, just to get this. I did notice that with this expansion that a lot of the Emu Proteus sounds are in there, but they kind of sound a little bit higher quality. All right, moving right along. Up here, this is the Alesis QSR, which is the same thing as the QS keyboards, like the QS6, the QS7, QS8. And this is just a rack mount version of it. This one, I have to get a plug for it. It didn't actually come with the plug, so that's no problem because I see them on eBay for 20 bucks, which I can get at one. All right. The Proteus 3 World. This is a very old module. That's when Emu made them out of plastic. Okay, here's another one. This is the original Proteus 1. And I love the demo on this thing. I don't know, well, that's probably the reason why I keep it. But yeah, that's a Proteus 1. Alright, remember I told you I have the MoFat in the Proteus? This is the actual MoFat module. And the reason I keep it is because with the Proteus, I cannot trigger all those beats and, you know, the fills that it has on here that you can actually take out of here. So this one actually, it has the board inside of it, and I can trigger everything into it. Okay, the Roland Phantom XR. Right now it only has one expansion inside of it. The reason I got this is because I can add more expansions to it, just like how I did on my Roland Phantom X8. So this is the same thing as the X8, but in a rack mount version, and I'm going to add more expansions to it. Okay, the Planet Earth. And the same thing that, you know, with the MoFat, it has the card inside of it, or to say it has the RAM inside of it. And I did change the buttons and the wheels and everything, the you know, the knobs. I changed them because they were original from the Proteus 2000. So I might end up changing them again back to black, because over here, just to show you, I have two other modules. Those two don't work. Those are just duds. They're just spare parts. So, but this one works, and the reason I keep it is because I could trigger like the world sounds and the world effects on there, which is pretty cool. This over here, this is just a MIDI patch bay. This is an MX8, which is cool. I have to read up more about it. Some people say I should keep it, and some people say, oh, just get rid of it. All right, next one. Going up above on this corner, the Roland MT32. This is basically this very, very slimmed down version of the D50. Gives you most of the D-series sounds and everything, which is pretty cool. The Roland JV 1010, I just recently got that and has an expansion inside of it. Don't know which one exact, but you know, I have so many expansions, I have to keep a list of them on there. This over here, this is my drum module, and this is one of the best drum modules that I have right now. Besides all the other keyboards, you know, I could get the keyboards out of the drums, but this is the Roland TD10 V drums, and it sounds pretty good for what the drums are on here. And you know, it's weird. There's some drum sounds that are on here that are not on the keyboard series. Okay. The Roland SC80. I'm sorry, the Roland SC88. This is a sound canvas, and this basically has all the sounds of like their GS sounds. If you have a Roland G800, this is the sound source of that, which is really good. It has good pianos and everything, but the GS sound source has kind of a little bit been played out of the sounds, but a lot of people still use it. All right, speaking of GS, these are the XGs. This is the Yamaha QY70. I love this module. It's a little module, but I use it for like on a plane and stuff like that. And also I have the QY100. Now a lot of people ask me, why is your QY100 black? I sprayed it black because of the paint job that was on there. The paint job was all faded out and kind of almost like this. You see it's a little faded out. So I'm going to end up spraying this one black too if I could. And but that was the only reason why. But I use them both. They're really good. If I'm on a bus, I could create a track just like that. Alright, so here's all of my modules. I don't know if I left anything out, but this is all of them right here. So going down the list. Oh, there's one more module I do have, but it's in the other room, which is the MC307 Groove Box Roland. So this is all there is right now, and you know, I'm happy to have them. I made so much music just from this whole compartment right here. I made a lot of music from it, and I just added more modules. I did a lot more trades and keyboards. And, you know, somebody said, oh, why don't you just keep the whole rack and just get rid of all your keyboards? If I lived a simple life, maybe. Alright, so, just to show you one more time. M1R, Korg M1R EX. Korg O3RW. Korg Wavestation SR. Korg SG Rack. Korg TR Rack. And I'm going to tell you a little story. The reason I got the SG Rack is to complement the TR Rack. Because I got the TR Rack first, and then when I saw the SG Rack on sale, I'm like, it's cool to have both of them together, because a lot of people, they do. When they have the TR Rack, they do have the SG Rack. But they don't use it. Okay? Moving right along. Roland JV 1080. Yamaha Motif Rack ES. And remember, 1080, expansions. Lots of expansions. It's fully loaded. EMU Proteus 2000, fully loaded. Roland MBD1, bass and drums. Roland MDC1, dance. Alesis QSR. EMU Proteus World. EMU Proteus 1. EMU MoFat. Phantom XR, 1 expansion. EMU Planet Earth. And MX8, which is really don't count because I think I might end up keeping it. Roland MT32. Roland JV 1010 expanded. Actually, it has 2 expansions because it has a session inside of it too. Roland TD10. Roland SC88. Sound canvas. Yamaha QI70. Yamaha QI100. Alright, everybody. Write me back. Click like, follow, subscribe, favorites. Join me on my website, KrisNicholson.com. Join me on my Facebook, Kris Nicholson, Twitter, Kris Nicholson. Hey, and you can email me, KrisNicholson24@yahoo.com. So, I'll see ya. Bye-bye.